Well, hello and welcome to the house of Valentina. It is the most magnificent spring day outside, and I am in the least appropriate outfit that has ever been put on this channel for decorating. I'm gonna have to be seriously careful about how much I lean over. I'm just telling you. But I just feel so happy right now. It's spring and I put on this beautiful dress and I'm like, I'm just not gonna take it off. Do you ever just have that day where you're like, I just feel so happy in this? And it's completely inappropriate, but I'm gonna wear it anyways. Oh, it's just one of those days. Spring is here and it's April and I was literally on auto mode decorating my son's room, getting it ready for April, getting it ready for spring, and I'm like, girl, what are you doing? You're supposed to be filming this stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm so bad. I think I just go into auto mode, getting the house ready for the seasons. And then I'm like, whoa, we started the series, month by month decorating, remember? And I'm like, yes, stop for just a minute. This is what it's all about. I think so often we just kind of decorate. We do these things in auto mode. It's this art of living. It's the way in which we live in our homes that I think is so fascinating, and how we just naturally do these things in our home month by month and season by season. So I am literally just turning the camera on right in the middle of getting his room ready. This is my 17-year-old son. His name's Parker, and I love this kid. Well, obviously, I love all my kids. I've got 3. I've got a 20-year-old daughter, and then the 2 boys are 17 and 13. So this is our middle son. This is Parker's room, and he loves the beach. And Desenio very kindly sent us an art wall for him. And so we just switched that out late in the night, of course. You know, I think a lot of times people don't realize that our social media and everything we do online, it's the side job. It's not what we do for a living. We run a real estate and design business during the day. And so a lot of times we do these projects, we do them late at night, we do them on the weekends, and it's a passion for us. We love to be here with you guys. We love to share these things. So yes, that's why a lot of times I forget to show you stuff, because we're doing it late at night instead of doing it in the daylight, if this was our day job. So I think in a way it keeps us fresh and aware, because we're out with our clients all the time. That's why I love this month by month series, because I hope it'll be something that you guys will enjoy, our local clients as well, and that you'll get to see how we transition our home each month. I hope you'll hit subscribe, give the video a big thumbs up, and let's talk about what we're doing for decorating in April. But I may need to put the latte down, because I'm like, that just looks like marshmallow. I always make a list. Tell me, are you guys list makers as well? So what are we doing in the month of April? Well, the house is aflutter with activity, because I have never in my life had so much fun decorating for spring as I have this year. I am just having an absolute blast. So I feel like we've already loaded you up with so many decorating ideas for spring, but for April in particular, there's something about when spring has arrived and summer is right on that precipice that you just cannot wait to do these things. And one of the biggest things is that I changed the sheets. So you can see I am literally right in the middle of making this happen. I love to switch out the sheets. Now I probably will run a little bit of an iron over this. I love to spritz the sheets, so I'm gonna run and grab the sheet spray that I have, and we're just gonna get his room just feeling super spring-like and just a little bit beachy. So I'm gonna get to work on this, and I'm worried that I'm gonna run out of light before I get to film this whole thing. So why don't I go through all the steps, and then I'll run around and yeah, we'll add them in. How about that? Okay, so the next thing that I do is that I'm also lightening the bedding made me. And I didn't even have, well, maybe I just need to drink more of my coffee. But the other thing that I'm doing is that I am lightening the bedding. I think that the colors themselves are really important. So this time of year, I lighten the color, I change out the bedding, I switch up the sheets, I switch out the pillows. I have a couple options for his room. I have have this one that's got a little bit more of a boho look, and this is definitely more of what I would choose. And I like how light and airy it is. Then he picked this one out while we were at Target. If you watched that Friday with V, you may know what I'm talking about, where he picked out this one with the blues. And, you know, maybe actually, what do you guys think? Maybe I'll actually put them together on the bed. So we're gonna have that as well. Thinking that might work, but you guys let me know down in the comments which you would do as the accent. Do you like one or the other or both? Let me know down in the comments what you think. Then, what else do I do? The other thing that I do is that there's no heavy blankets on the bed, but I do like to keep things like these little knits. I think that a knit blanket like this is really nice because it is spring and every now and then it gets really, really cold. It'll be like that depending on where you are. It could be still very cold. For us, we're gonna have cold nights. It's still getting down into the 40s in the evenings. And so sometimes I think a knit blanket just helps all these little light colors just feel really, there's still a feeling of spring. We haven't transitioned fully into summer. We're still keeping a little bit of that, just that sort of knitting and those kind of materials. A little bit, it's not wool, but it definitely has that sort of feel, I think. And I think it's okay in this sort of lighter fabric. So what else? What else are we doing? Well, some of the other stuff is that we're changing up the greenery. I think you're gonna realize that every single month, there's new greenery that comes in. So one of my favorite purchases that I have made for Parker's room, let me see if I can pick this up and show it to you. Oh. The ceilings aren't as tall in the upstairs as they are downstairs. I managed not to put a hole in the ceiling, but I definitely put a dent. I should seriously like calm down and, you know, have some coffee. No, okay, I'm gonna have to show you carefully this cool tree, which I've got it. Okay, let me show you the bottom. This I ordered off of Amazon. So if you're not following our Amazon live events, make sure you follow us over there. Okay, we're having like trees being trimmed and all kinds of stuff going on. So I apologize if you hear a little background noise. But this one has this little black, yeah, this is precarious. Okay, I can't show you the bottom. It's not tall enough in here. Okay, there you go. It comes in a little black container like this. And I liked this one because it is thinner. Now I've had to do a little bit of work. I had to zhuzh it up a bit. I keep walking over and finding more glue on it. I had to kind of like, you know, take some of this hot glue off of it, which really isn't very pretty. But I think for a boys' room or an area that, first of all, it's full daylight out and, you know, the camera is like, that's all the light you're gonna get, woman. You know, it's not a super lit room. So there is no way that I'm gonna be able to keep this alive in here. I did originally have a tropical plant in here and it was just incredibly unhappy. And I'd even asked them at the nursery if they thought it would survive. And I explained our lighting situation. They were like, yeah, it should work. And no, it didn't. It didn't work. So I think that a faux option like this is beautiful. It adds that spring-like feeling. For me, this reminds me of our days living in Morocco. We had olive trees in our yard and the kids loved to play play with them and climb in them, and they were huge and it was really romantic and the sun was always so hot. And yeah, it's just a beautiful, beautiful experience for us. And I also think of Tuscany with these olive trees and that sort of Mediterranean feel. And so for me, I just love to bring these in. I think this is a really good faux. Now, I'm not gonna leave it with the black bottom that I can't really show you right now. Instead, I've got this, it's actually like a faux concrete and I cannot remember where I bought this, but I will leave you a link for something similar. It's not actually concrete, it's like that fiber concrete, so it's not so heavy, which is perfect. If you guys remember, I think it's been about 6 months ago, we redid all the flooring up here. I had nasty carpet up here that was so dirty and it was original to the house. And I put down all new hardwoods in the upstairs. So we're being a little bit more careful about what we actually put on the floors. And yeah, but it made such a big difference and I'm so pleased with our choice. But yes, definitely think about the kinds of greenery that you add. I also have trimmed a little bit off of one of our philodendron, and I'm going to be adding that because it feels tropical, but these do so well in a vase. You can just clip a little bit off and put it down in the vase, and it will last probably for a few months. Usually they actually, I get tired of them and I want to change them out for a different season before they ever go, before they dry out and go bad. So yeah, that's a great tip. If you have some philodendron, maybe around the house, if you have them out in the garden, they grow really well in shaded areas that are maybe a little bit more damp. So yeah, we have them growing in the yard and they've gotten huge, and so we keep clipping these off of them. It's amazing. So then, what else do I have on my list of to-dos for this room? One of the things that we started doing last night, I started pulling things out of my son's closet, because of course I keep telling you guys, one of the things that we love to do in spring is do some spring cleaning. Just actually clean the house, so we remember to do that, but also just start pulling stuff out of the closet and getting the closets organized. But one of the things I was doing with Parker is that I was organizing his drawers. So it's not just his bedside nightstands. I cannot talk today. Also getting his nightstands to where they are organized, and then also going through his drawers with him and pulling out anything that's too heavy for spring and going ahead and going through everything, making lists. It's one of the things I really like to do, not only take things out, but I think it's also really good to put things back in and assess what you kind of need for your wardrobe going forward for the new season. I find a lot of times I'm always seeming to lack in really good basics. From so much of my life, I was like, oh, I just pick out fun dresses. We can't wear this dress every day. So we kind of go through each of the kids' rooms. We go through their drawers. We go through their closets, see what they've outgrown, see what has holes, what needs to be donated, the whole jam. So I think that that is a lot of fun to do in the kids' rooms. Maybe you have a guest bedroom and maybe you still need to get to your own. I think now is the perfect time of year to be doing this. And is that decorating? Well, maybe it's not decorating, but I think so often the way you feel when you open your dresser, it's not just something you look at, it's something you touch, you use. It's this taking your decor to the real life aspect of what this is really all about. And that's when I get giddy, because I'm like, I love when my clients tell me that they're enjoying their room and that we design something that has enhanced their life. So to me, it's not just the dresser. It's about, what are we putting inside of it? How does it feel to open it? How does it feel in your hand? And when you open it, the experience that you have and everything being organized, I just love it. So yeah. Ooh, one of the other things that I've been doing is I have been switching up the accessories. So Parker's room is probably not the best example because he likes to have things that are beachy. So for him, this is the time of year when his room makes the most sense. But I did switch out the artwork. That's actually from Desenio. They're not sponsoring today's video. However, they are working with us on Instagram. And so they sent us this beautiful artwork. And I think it's the perfect time to switch up some of the art, lighten things up, try a new arrangement. You can also switch out the vases and the little accessories. I just love to just kind of move things around the house, try things in different locations. One of the things that I brought into his room was this gorgeous vase. It's probably sold out on Amazon or West Elm, but West Elm has some of my favorite vases. If you're looking for something that's really affordable, they have got some gorgeous ones that just have a lot of texture to them, and they just feel really warm, and they just feel a little bit kind of raw, because in this room we don't have a lot of character in the actual architecture. So when you don't have a lot of that architecture, adding in great accessories that bring some interest to the space makes such a huge difference. So think about your accessories, and I feel like the recent videos, if you are like, not really sure what to do for spring, just go look back at the last few videos we've been posting, because we've been sharing all of our spring finds at all the stores. And of course, I just hate shopping. It's like torture to have to go and look and see what's new in the stores. I mean, I know to some people it is, but to me it's just sheer pleasure, and I just have so much fun. So I love to be able to share with you what you can be on the lookout for, because I think a lot of times people think it's going to be really expensive, it's going to be really outrageous, but just a couple little accessories, a couple little things with the bed can give you a whole new feeling in your space. And I try the best I can to always share. Yes, of course, we love luxury. We love to have these luxury things, but I really try to help you guys find things. Pottery Barn is at the higher end, but H&M, Target, there's a lot of places you can shop for these accessories. But I think sometimes it's okay to invest in something that you know you're gonna pull out time and time again, and you're gonna use all throughout the house. So this one started out in Haley's room, and now it's here. So I think it's just, it ends up getting used, and it's something that you really keep, and I think that's really important. I know that this is totally being extra, but let's just be honest. I'm wearing a big puffy sleeve dress that's got a plunging neckline and cutouts. I'm probably not the person to go to if you don't want extra. I love to be extra. I think it's so much fun, and now is the perfect time of year to be a little bit extra. And what I love so much is that when you switch out your rugs, it can completely transform your space. We've been doing this room by room in our house. Not every single rug gets switched, but I really do love to switch out the rugs. And wow, did we ever, I mean, just talk about a blessing. This Revival Rugs sent us this rug for an Instagram collaboration that we were doing with them, and it is literally handmade vintage from Morocco, and not just from any place in Morocco, but literally from the Middle Atlas Mountains, which is where we lived, and it's a very remote area, and I can't even hardly talk about it without getting emotional, but it's things like these that make your home feel just so special. And I love that we've got this incredible rug in here. So before, when we first kind of remade his room, we had something that was a little bit more luxe feeling. And now we've switched this out, and it's lightened the room. Even though it is wool, it's just a lighter fabric. It's a little bit lighter color. It has a lot of texture to it, and it's transformed this space. Same for the living room downstairs and some of the other parts. We'll be sharing those more and more with you in the coming days, but I think that switching out the rug, it may seem so extra, but there are so many places like Rugs USA, Revival Rugs. They have really affordable prices for their vintage rugs. It's the most affordable place I've ever seen, and it came packaged beautifully. I mean, they're not paying me to say this. I'm just telling you, it was just incredible, and the experience was so amazing, and you can find something that fits so perfectly in your space. And I don't know that we will ever take this rug out, to be perfectly honest. When it's Christmas time, it may still be here because it's extraordinary. But you can also look on places like Amazon. In my Amazon storefront, I even have an entire board with all my favorite rugs, and it might be maybe $100 for a big room, or maybe $200 at the most. So you can really transform your spaces. Maybe just the rug, and you switch out your vase from a different room, and you have a whole new look. So I hope that this has been a fun video for you. I'm gonna get to work here and get all of these things put together so I can show you how we do it all, and it's all put together in the end. But yes, I hope that you are enjoying this series. I hope that you'll hit subscribe and give the video a thumbs up, and go check out the other ones. Also be sure to tell us down in the comments if you're enjoying the series, and if you like to be able to see where we're going next. Isn't that so much fun? Okay, I'm gonna get to work. Take a few sips of my coffee. And I'm gonna try my best not to lean over and flash the camera while I get this job done. Can't guarantee that one, okay? I'm like, I don't know why I'm so giddy. There's something about this spring weather, and the bees. I woke up this morning and the birds were chirping outside, and I just thought, I think that I must live in paradise. And yeah, I think that sometimes we just forget to just stop and smell the flowers and the birds chirping and have a moment with our home and fall in love with the spaces that we have. They don't have to be spectacular. There's not some major, architectural interest in this room, but it's where my sweet boy sleeps, and this is our home, and I don't know if I've ever been more excited about these moments and the life that he's living in the space and the way that I get to pamper him with these small little things. So, all right, I'm gonna let you guys go and I'm gonna get to work. Cheers, you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.